The next thing I want to talk about is commitment. And I draw the distinction very clearly between compliant employees and committed employees if we're delivering results through people. And compliant employees are those who do what they do because they've been told to, who do what they do because the fear of sanction, the fear of getting disciplined or told off or admonished or whatever is so great that they'll just do it. And many organisations are based on creating a compliant culture. We don't want people to argue with us. We don't want people to challenge us. We want people to do their work, break down their tasks in the way that we want them done. Normally because we're an expert and we think we know. The problem with compliant organisations is that you end up as a manager or as a leader spending most of your time as a traffic cop. And as a traffic cop, you're there ensuring that everyone is driving at 30 miles an hour within the 30 mile an hour limit. Seems to me that's not the most effective way to manage an organisation. And the problem with traffic cops, or being a traffic cop, is that it takes a tremendous amount of time and energy to focus and drive people to deliver those results. What we're looking for instead is commitment. It's about engagement, which is about talking to people in their language, at their level, in their world, and helping them to understand what their role is within the organisation, how they contribute to the organisation, and what they need to do in order to develop themselves within the organisation. So in that sense, we have people who are engaged and doing things because they want to do it, not because they're told to do it. You know, and a good example of this, I was driving along a motorway about a year ago. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I was going to a client's organisation, lovely blue skies, so maybe a little earlier, not quite a year ago. And I was doing about 85 miles an hour along the motorway. Driving along at 85 miles along the motorway, quite happy, singing a song, and I look in the rearview mirror and I see a police car some distance back. So I automatically turn the cruise control off, let the engine speed slow down, bring me down to 70, re-engage cruise control at 70, and then sit there quite happily as the police officer drives past. That's exactly what happened. Then we get to the next junction, the police car pulls up and goes. What do you imagine I did? Well, two things. I did that. The first thing I did was look in my mirror to make sure he's not coming back down the other side, because that would be a neat thing to do. The other thing I did was, as soon as I realised he wasn't coming back down, I moved my speed back up to 85 miles an hour, re-engaged cruise control, and I was away. Compliance or commitment? Compliance. Absolute compliance. I'm not doing 70 because I think I'd like to do 70. I'm not doing 70 because I think I ought to do 70. I'm doing 70 because I don't want a £60 fine and 3 penalty points. That's why I'm doing it. So, but then look at a 30 limit. Look at what happens within a 30 limit. So the policing structure in a 30 limit is really about engaging you, isn't it? You think about the adverts that you see. The adverts you see always involve a dead child. Every single time it's a dead child. Really pulling at the heartstrings. You know, as you drive into the village where I live, there's a road sign. There's a formal road sign that says 30 miles an hour. And then there's another road sign that says 30 miles an hour, but it's been done in crayon by the local school. Messaging there are children here. And what they're trying to do with that is not to get you to comply with 30, but to be committed to do 30. And so, whilst I'll quite happily drive at 85 with no one around, I'm not going to drive at 35 in a 30 limit. I just won't do it. Because there's a heart thing there, there's an engagement thing there that stops you. I've just banged the microphone and deafened him. So what we try to do within organisations is to move from that traffic cop, policing, you do what I say when I do it and I'll come round and check, to a situation where instead people are engaged within the organisation. They're doing it because they're committed. And that commitment comes from the way in which we lead, the way in which we communicate, the way in which we share our plans, the way in which we help them to grow and develop within the organisation. They're not just an asset for us to deploy. It's a partnership, it's a collaboration within the organisation.